So the lengthened parts that are missing of the night my eyeball bled. So the night my eyeball bled, I had nowhere to go all night. To stay warm, I walked in a circle all night in a route. This was the bar route till 3 a.m. I had no cigarettes, nothing all day long. But these bars, usually people would give out cigarettes here and there. And when I had a pack, oh boy, did they clean me out. That's the rule. If you ask for a cigarette, you have to be willing to give a cigarette. The problem is a lot of people who have it good out there, when they don't have anything, they have no problem asking. But then they say, no, 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 I don't give those out. But then they have no problem being like, oh, I don't have a pack. Can I get one, buddy? Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's wrong. No, if you're gonna do something for somebody else or make a deal, or if you're gonna try to ask for a favor, you should be willing to give that favor back. But anyways, going in circles all night. This guy comes over and tells me he's going to give me a cigarette. I ask this other guy for a cigarette. He goes, nope, car can't help you. I go, oh, okay, I'm going to go home. So this other guy, you want a cigarette? Yeah, yeah, sure, thank you. So he pulls me over, just kind of like to the side. Hey, here you go. Pulls out his pack, puts one in his mouth, then grabs my hood, just smashes me in the face. Left, ha ha ha. Tries to run my pockets. I have nothing in my pockets. Then he just tries to just run away up some staircase. I break a bottle, start screaming, come back down here, motherfucker. Stuff like that. Shouldn't be screaming like that. A guy on the other side of the street says, go home. Yeah, right. Sure, that's easy for you to say. So, anyways, I decide that it's late enough, it's cold enough, it's like 2 in the morning or something like that, maybe 3 in the morning. Yeah, they do and the cops do the route at like 4:30, I think it was, or 5. I had to remember exactly when they did the ATM route because they arrest anybody in the ATM, even if they have their debit card and they look homeless. Doesn't matter. You're arrested even if you spend 5 minutes in the ATM if you're there from 4:30 to 5. But anyways, I try to get to this ATM, but I'm stumbling a little. I think I might have a concussion. I'm not walking right, and I never, like I said, I have had a pre-existing condition for 25 years. So that obviously is affecting me all the time, but there are worse times than others. If I just got hit in the head, that's probably a worse time. If it's cold outside, that's a worse time. This flashing lights, that's a worse time. If people are touching me, that's a worse time. So there are things that can turn up the voltage, and then if I try to hold it back or if I have too much overstimulation, my whole nervous system just does one large full body electrocution, and then my brain goes completely dead. And sometimes I fly in the air, sometimes I fly sideways, sometimes it just, my whole muscles all just spasm straight right at that moment. And then I'm unconscious, and then I wake up with the hospitals running me through head tests telling me I've had seizures. Then I spent 10 years with doctors playing games. So, yeah, in New Hampshire, I've just had lots of fun in games with these doctors. They like really, really playing games, like having me crawl 3 times for a CT scan on my hands and knees like a baby. They enjoy this stuff. They must, because they're doing it to me again. 8 months ago, they had me crawl 3 times for a CT scan on my hands and knees. Now they're trying to set me up to do it again. Not even kidding. I literally have recordings of them not taking any messages and trying to purposely lose my information about my illnesses. I'm not even kidding. They want me to give it to the secretary so the secretary can lose it, and then the doctor can say she never get it. And I have a recording of them playing this game. Then they also have another game where they just don't order anything, or they make it sound like something's necessary, and then they change their mind and cancel and say it's not necessary. Then they blame it on the insurance, but then the insurance tells me they'll be fine with improving it. So it looks like I'm going to have to go to an emergency room in Boston and show them all these videos of what my doctors are doing and ask them to please treat me. Please, these doctors in New Hampshire are just going to malpractice me. My doctor said to go to the emergency room for the 20th time, and if I go to either of those, they're just going to play the same game and I'm going to get hurt. So can you please help me here in Boston? Or can you help me here in Portsmouth? And we'll see what happens. I don't know what will happen, but I can't go here. If that still doesn't work and I lose my place, I might have to burn my fingerprints off and go really, really far south and try to just get the help I need before my kidney shut down, because I can't drive to dialysis and I can't get a kidney transplant. My mother had me down as suicidal at age 12, 13. There's no way I would be qualified. The amount of stuff my mother had put on record by the time I was 16 years old, there's no way. And the type of mental illnesses that she made me believe I had, and the type of medications I was taking all the way to 23, will definitely interfere with any of my ability to get any of these things done. I mean, people who are on like 5 medications that cause suicidal thoughts, depression, and is being brainwashed from age 7 on of that he's depressed or you have all these diseases, take all these pills, here's some opiates, here's some downers. Oh yeah, we're going to the doctors, here's some Benadryl, we'll tell them you're depressed. Yeah, when you do that and you treat your child like that, of course they're not going to get their kidney transplant when they need it. So that's off the table, just for good. And I'm probably going to need dialysis if I don't get these kidneys looked at. And they've spent no time whatsoever looking at my kidneys. We've run one dye test at one emergency room, and that's the best we've done. And the GI, I've had a GI specialist for years now, and they're wasting so much time that I have no more time for anybody else. GI, primary care, and neurology has taken up all my time, all of it. And I have recordings of how this time is spent, and it is really inappropriate that my time is spent, and my insurance and the taxpayers are, and me, I'm literally a taxpayer, has to go through this. It's really, really messed up. I mean, there's no reason for it. 25 years, this could have been done at any time. Any doctor can start like the process. Let's give him a do not work order. Let's try to run some testing. We'll do the ultrasound and a CT scan. Then we'll go look at those with an actual specialist. Seeing as these doctors are playing games, I don't want them looking at the results. No, I would like a GI specialist to look at those results. And if they don't see anything, I'm getting a second opinion, because that means that those doctors are really playing games. Because doctors can see it for sure. Black urine, I mean, come on, you can see that coming out of the tap. That this stuff, that's the kidneys. And the GI has been swollen for a year. It's pushed out my belly button in a weird way. I've never seen my belly button look like this. It's starting to turn into an Audi. This is very, very visible and noticeable, and it's so painful it throws me to the ground. You can see it in me. There's no mistaking it. The only way you don't know something's wrong or you don't see a problem is if you're incompetent and you're doing it on purpose, or if you just don't care enough to do your job, or if you're just trying to get rid of somebody. That happens sometimes too. Sometimes they just want to finish off a patient because they know too much.